Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Milan Clubs Around the World series. Obviously, it's myself today, Anthony Torgert, as opposed to Madison, who usually does these. The reason I'm taking over today is because I have Nathan from Milan Club DC, which is my local Milan club. So, Nathan, thanks for coming.
Thanks. Welcome. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, so for everyone who knows the series already, we're gonna ask the same questions, just get to know Nate and Milan DC a little bit. First question is pretty straightforward. What made you become a Milan fan?
So, when I was a kid growing up, I actually wasn't a fan of soccer, or I guess watching soccer. I played it with my friends in the neighborhood. But I guess 2006 World Cup came around, and I started watching some of the matches, and it was really exciting to watch them and get interest, and it really got me hooked. And then eventually, like the big teams during that tournament were like Brazil, Germany, Italy, and then because my neighbors were Brazilian, it kind of influenced me to root for them at that time. And because I was rooting for them, I kind of was like, all right, I really like Kaká. So I was like, just became a fan of his. And I found out eventually that he played for Milan. And that's kind of how I started following Milan. Yeah.
Nice. So you didn't want to make the jump to Madrid when he did?
No, I stayed loyal to Milan.
That's good. Yeah, that's good. I mean, that's crazy because like a year or two later, you probably would be a Madrid fan
Yeah.
if that was the case. So that's cool, man. I like that stuff. What's the story behind the Milan Club DC and the decision to make one?
So, I was on Twitter. Just I had been following various Milan accounts just to get news, transfer updates, just to feed my kind of obsession with the team. And then I saw that there were some Milan clubs around the world and even in the U.S. and North America. And then I saw, that I was kind of amazed that there were all these fans, in the States and around the world. So I was like, okay, maybe there has to be one in DC as well. So I did a little research and actually found that there was already a Milan Club DC Twitter. So I reached out to them to see if they, if I could join or if they have any, meetup set up, but they didn't really do anything. And eventually that account kind of just went dead. So I said, forget it. Maybe I'll just make my own. So I made the Twitter account and then also the Instagram, and some of the other clubs kind of shared the information. And eventually I was able to, find other locals in the area. They're also Milan fans. Yeah, so the first time I think we met up was just the two of us, and then eventually, kind of grew to a big thing.
Wow. Okay, I didn't know that. I didn't know there was an existing one before. So the original one, they didn't do any meetups at all.
No, I DM'd them. They said that they were looking to set something up, and nothing really came of it. And then, I followed up a little bit later, and then they kind of just didn't respond. And I think I last tried to find that account again to see if there's anything going on with them, and I didn't even see it. So I think it might be disabled or gone.
Wow. Well, good for you then, because I think ours is pretty big. The amount of people that come to our games. I mean, for the Derby,
Yeah.
how many people did we have? Like 15, 20?
I think about 20. Yeah.
Yeah, it
I
was
think
a
it was,
good
yeah.
size. If only we got a win.
Yeah.
Okay, so this one, I obviously know the answer to this, but how often do you have meetups? What's the usual attendance? We kind of just answered it, but
Yeah.
pretend we didn't.
All right. So we usually meet up for kind of the bigger matches. So when we play, Juve, Inter, um, Napoli, Roma, kind of like those games. And usually we have about 10 to 15 people meet up, and I guess for the bigger ones, it gets a little larger than that.
Right. Yeah, I think the first one I went to was it Atlanta last year? Or
Yeah, it was the last game of the season. Yeah, it was
That's
actually one of
right.
the
Yeah,
yeah
it was. It was the one where we secured Champions League. Yeah,
yeah
and there was a decent turnout there as well. And I think we had the Roma Club in the room next to us as well. So
yeah
yeah, that
yeah
was a lot of fun.
yeah. That was the Atlanta one was the first one we had since COVID and lockdown. So I think people
That's
were
right. Yeah,
excited to finally get together for
yeah,
something. Yeah,
exactly. I remember we all got in there. We all had our masks on. Like, do we need to wear these?
yeah.
Do we not? Like, yeah, I remember that was fun. Do we have any plans in the future for expanding the club?
Um, I mean, I guess just hopefully you get more followers and kind of keep growing. That's really what I'm looking forward to doing.
Yeah, and we'll put all the link to the Twitter, the Instagram, and all that. We'll put it in the description. As far as where we meet up, Ireland's Four Courts. Do you want to talk about how that partnership came to be?
Yeah. So originally, I had been looking at various bars in the area that could kind of host us, and then some of the ones were in DC that I looked at. they couldn't actually host us because we had some people who were under 21
Mm.
and they weren't comfortable with hosting people who were under age. But Ireland Four Courts actually is already a soccer bar, and the Roma club here had been going there, so they kind of were used to having a Serie A club there and hosting the matches. And so the Roma club actually told us, hey, you guys could meet there too. So reach out to the bar, and then they were like invited us to join there. So we've been going there consistently pretty much every time we have a meetup, except on St. Patrick's Day. That's the only day they won't host us because it's just too big of an event for them.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, being in an Irish bar.
Yeah.
How long? What year did you say you started the club?
About 4 years ago.
Oh, wow. Okay, so it's been going strong for a while now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think all the listeners know I just moved out here. You obviously know that, but yeah, so
Yeah.
I'm fairly new to the club, but enjoying it, going as much as I possibly can. Um, Kind of already answered this, but it says, how can people find you? So I guess that would be the Twitter, the Instagram, and the club. Did you want to plug your personal Twitter as well or something? Or
Sure. So our Twitter is at Milan Club of DC. Our Instagram is Milan Club DC. Yeah, so those are two places you can find us. And my personal stuff is at Nate428 across all platforms.
awesome, cool. Those were the only questions Madison gave me. I know that was a really quick interview, actually. I thought it'd take a bit longer, but
Yeah.
um, as far as the next meetup, we're same place, same time obviously for the game. We're playing Fiorentina.
Yeah, so we have Fiorentina on this coming Saturday. I think it is 2:30, 2:45, I believe.
I'm checking right now. Yep, 2:45. This coming Saturday, November 20th. So,
Yeah.
awesome. Well, that was a good, quick little overview of Milan Club DC. I really appreciate you joining us, and yeah, I'll see you soon.
Yep.